So what is wrong with you? She picks you up and brings you back home, and then you beat her up. Do you love her?
No.
No, you don't, because that's not the way you treat people you love. She took it, probably money from her children, to pay to bond you out, and then she has a black eye. She has bruises on her arms. So I'm going to sentence you to.
This arrogant abuser is in court in front of Judge Boyd, and he's looking at up to 10 years in prison for repeatedly abusing his girlfriend. The main incident Judge Boyd confronts him on is when he got released from jail a few weeks back, and only a few hours after release, he was caught abusing her again. And that's after she picked him up and paid for his bond, which just makes this whole situation worse. This is one of those hearings where the judge is not in the mood to hear excuses. And like, I don't know, doing that within hours of getting out is just crazy to me. Let me know in the comments how many years somebody like this actually deserves for abusing repeatedly. Let's watch Judge Boyd expose this abuser now.
State versus Alfredo Campos. Could I have parties announced? Counsel, you received all discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Mr. Campos, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, in count two, you're charged with assault family household member with a previous conviction. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
That is correct, Judge.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State is proceeding on count 2. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, sir.
And you're not allowed to be designated as a primary custodial parent?
Yes, sir.
Right. Knowing that, do you still wish to continue with this plea?
Yes.
Right. Then to the offenses charge, how do you plea in count 2? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence?
This time state into evidence, states exhibit 1 with all attachments.
No objection.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. Court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We're asking the court follow the negotiated plea bargain agreement, Your Honor.
All right. So what is wrong with you? This is a person, for whatever reason, decided to pick you up from custody when maybe she should just let you stay in there, for whatever, and let you just stay there. She takes it upon herself, and I'm sure she paid your bond, and she picks you up and brings you back home, and then you beat her up. What's your issue? Yeah, I mean, you do. Because somebody do you love her, or do you claim to love her?
No.
No, you don't, because that's not the way you treat people you love. She took it, probably money from her children, to pay to bond you out, and then, all right, let me tell you what's in the police report, and you tell me what's incorrect about this.
I seriously love how Judge Boyd is handling this right now, because I just know behind closed doors, this dude is loud, aggressive, just acting tough. But now that he's in court facing up to 10 years and, well, he's completely quiet now. It's almost like all that energy just disappears when the consequences are right in front of him like this. And it's just so satisfying to watch him sit there acting all timid like none of that happened. The switch up is honestly so crazy to watch. But yeah, Judge Boyd is not about to let that slide. Before Judge Boyd sentences him, let me know in the comments how long you think this dude should spend in prison. Let's get back to the sentencing.
I asked victim what happened. Victim stated the following events occurred. Since Wednesday, she went to pick you up from the jail. She stated they were good, no problems. Later that day is when the defendant began to strike and choke the victim. So this is where we are.
Or I don't know if, I think he just got a little bit tangled up. I don't know if he bonded out or if he was just released at that point, and then she picked him up instead of the bond. I think that's where he was a little confused.
I was just confused because I was released from ISF, not from the county jail.
Oh, okay, so there was no bond posted. Okay, that's what I think he was
So
confused.
here's my question. Is the reason for this offer because the complainant does not want to participate and has filed an affidavit of non-prosecution? All right. So she's filed an affidavit of non-prosecution, even though I'm looking at the photos. She has a black eye, she has bruises on her arms, and she took time out of her busy schedule to come pick you up from wherever you're incarcerated. So for some reason, she's attached herself to you, but I'm going to try to break that cycle today. So I'm going to sentence you to 3 years in prison. There'll be credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money is not running concurrently. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Ana Maria Hermio, aka Ana Maria Gonzalez, and you're not allowed to reside in any residence with minors. Do you understand? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed this plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and also affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. Don't get involved in any other relationship. Don't contact her. If you love her, the best thing you can do for her is not contact her, because you're not any good for her. And until you figure out why you feel the need to put your hands on people in anger, you should not be in anybody's relationship. Here's my advice to you. Get an orchid. I always tell people that, and this is why I tell people to get an orchid. An orchid takes a lot of patience. When you get it from the store, it's beautiful. They all have them all with the flowers bloomed on it. They will give you directions. Those directions don't work. I learned you're not supposed to put ice cubes in them. But if you can let the blooms fall off of that orchid and keep that same orchid and get it to rebloom, you may be ready for a relationship, because with orchids, you have to learn patience. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just have a seat up there.
In this courtroom case, a shocking story comes to light. A man stands before the judge after pleading guilty in a family violence case. According to the report, the victim had just picked him up after he was released from custody, trying to help him and bring him home. But only hours later, that act of kindness turned into violence. The defendant allegedly began hitting and choking the same person who helped him. Even though the victim later asked the court not to prosecute, the evidence told a different story. Photos revealed bruises and a black eye, making the situation impossible to ignore. Seeing this pattern of abuse, the judge decided to step in and break the cycle. The court sentenced the defendant to 3 years in prison, along with a $1,500 fine and a strict no-contact order with the victim. It was a clear message from the court: violence in a relationship will always have consequences.